I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think.
What's up? What's good, YouTube? This your girl Aries. I'm back with you. I've been debating whether I should make this video or not, and I'm debating if I'm even gonna put it up. If I do, there's not gonna be no editing, no nothing. I'm coming to you raw and live. I've seen maybe 2 channels where people were kind of, doing about me, basically telling who they are. And because I made so many mistakes in my life, I was very skeptical about doing this video because I didn't want anybody to judge me. But I realized 2 things. Number one, people gonna judge you no matter what you do, no matter what you say. It's gonna always be somebody out there that's gonna have something negative to say about you. And number 2, maybe me telling who I am can help somebody in their journey. And if I say I'm out here trying to help people, then, I gotta be real enough to tell my story. And at the end of the day, can't nobody tell my story better than me. You know what I'm saying? People think they know you, but they really don't. So, to my subscribers, please know that I really appreciate y'all. I really do. When I say I got love for you, I mean I literally have love for you. And to me, that word I really don't take lightly. You know what I'm saying? We throw it around so much. And I mean, you can love people in different ways. You can be in love. You can love somebody as a friend. You can love family. You can love strangers. You can love humanity. And that's me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, as horrible as I know this world can be, I still love humanity. Now, there might be times that I'm going to break out and cry. There may be times where, I don't know. We just gonna see where this video goes. But for my subscribers that do tune in, and I really do appreciate them, because I see, you know what I'm saying, I don't care if it's 2 comments. I see the people that stay loyal and like literally watch every video and be like, yeah, I saw it. Even if they don't leave a comment, like I say, a lot of people that subscribe to my channel, I actually really know. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I watched your video. So, this is hard for me. And while everybody out here judging everybody and got something to say, understand that it's not easy to come on this platform and put your life out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not easy. And then I'm not that type of person where I have no problem telling my story. I've never had a problem telling my story. But to tell my story on a platform where possibly more than me and just one other person know this story, or me and more than just, my best friend know this story, and even she don't know all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because, if some shit go viral, it's viral. The whole fucking world knows. So you got people looking at you sideways or whatever. You may have some people that say, you know what, thank you for coming on here and saying what you had to say. So I'm going to try not to make this real long and drawn out. I'm going to try to sum it up pretty much. My legal name is Vicky. I was named after my mother, who has passed, and my sister, who has also passed. I was born in Hawaii, but I think I came to Detroit. I think I was maybe 1 or younger. I really don't know the whole story behind that because, like I said, my mother is dead. My biological mother died when I was 2, 3. I was adopted when I was 3 years old by a man that knew my mother. He had a relationship with my mother intimately. So it was a blessing that he adopted me, but it kind of, for me, was a curse because he had a wife when he was messing around with my mother. So just human nature, you bringing this kid into my house that you was messing around with her mama. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have been easy on her. I think as a child I didn't understand that, but I understand it now as an adult, as a woman that has gone through being cheated on, taking care of someone else's child. I understand her position more now. But when I was a kid, the hatred she had towards me, I didn't understand. I was taken away from my mother when I was probably 2 or 3. So I was taken away from her before she died. My mother, from what I was told and have been told, was schizophrenic. Nobody knew it and nobody believed her. You know what I'm saying? She died of brain cancer. Nobody believed that anything was wrong with her, even when she would be in tears with pain. Nobody believed it. They just thought, oh, well, yeah. As far as biological brothers and sisters from my mother, I had 2 brothers. One of them, unfortunately, took his life. He was my favorite brother. And I miss him to this day. I wish he could have saw the woman that I became. And I have 2 sisters. My mother did have a child after me, but I think she had a miscarriage. So I think she actually may have had 2 children after me, and I think they were both miscarriages. I was a twin. My twin sister died when we were 12, giving birth to my nephew, whom I have to this day still never seen because of just family drama. Decisions made by people that didn't consider our feelings. I was taken away from my mother because, along with being schizophrenic, my mother was apparently on drugs. I think it was heroin. And my earliest childhood memory wasn't even of her. It was of being raped, basically. My mother sold me for drugs one day. Well, she sold me and my sister for drugs. And the people she sold us to raped us. Almost died. And the only thing I remember is the pain and the room looking at the wall. And it's weird to have that memory at such a young age, but that's the only memory I have. Thankfully, the people that she sold us to, someone knew my father, not my biological father, because he was not in my life for a very long time. So from birth until I was older, he wasn't in my life, so he wasn't a factor. So when I say my father, I mean my adopted father. Someone knew him, and they called him and told him that she had sold us and where we were, and he came and got us. and took us to the hospital and probably saved my life, saved our life. My sister got sent to California to stay with my aunt, and I stayed with my dad. There was no way he could bring two children into the house of a woman he had been sleeping with. And at the time, my dad pretty much thought we were his kids. So, you know, my parents had money. So it wasn't like I grew up poor and, you know, I didn't eat. I had everything a child could want. I was extremely spoiled. Like, I was extremely spoiled. Anything I looked at, I got. You know, I wasn't per se a bad kid. I was a very inquisitive child, a very stubborn child. Kind of hyper at times. But I was very much an introvert, as I am still to this day. Now, unfortunately, my adopted mother was an alcoholic. And she used to beat me. My dad at first would protect me and, you know, try to keep her from hitting me. But as I got older, I think he just got tired of the situation. So by the time I was 10, he just didn't do anything. And it broke my heart because I felt like he abandoned me. Like, he didn't give a fuck. But I just think that, you know, in my mother's mind, me and my father were sleeping together. Which is kind of ironic because my adopted mother was actually having sex with me. I'm not saying every day, every week, not even every month, but it did happen on more than one occasion. No, that is not why I'm gay. No, it's not. I don't think, had that not even have happened, I still was looking at girls. I still just felt something for girls as just early as I can remember. I think my first girlfriend was my babysitter, and I was like 7. And she was a girl up the street. She was a teenager, and shoot, we were doing what lesbians do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get explicit because, you know, I said I was gonna let this video just be raw and uncut, but, you know, it's some, you know, I'm just not gonna go buck wild with it. You know what I'm saying? But we were having sex. Now, of course, at 7, I didn't really quite know what the hell I was doing, but I knew it felt good and I liked it. Her being a teenager, she was probably way more versed in what the hell was going on. Unfortunately, I got to a place where I think my father was a pastor, so, you know, I always was drilled with the Bible, church, God, you know, God don't like, you know, gay, wah. So, you know, as a kid, I'm like, you know, this ain't the right thing we could be doing. And one day I told her, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. Even though I liked it, I didn't want to disappoint my father. And I was like, if he find out, he's going to be disappointed. Because I was daddy's little girl. I was daddy's little girl. I loved my father. He could do no wrong in my eyes. Like, I worshiped the ground that man walked on. So, I guess, I don't know what it was. I don't know if she was actually even hurt by the situation or she just was, it was something to do. But, when I was 7, she locked me in my parents' basement. My father was outside cutting the lawn. And let her brother come downstairs. And her brother had a crush on me, but I didn't really know it. He was older than me. I didn't really know it. I didn't understand what a crush was. You know, I'm 7. Nobody had talked to me about sex or nothing like that. So, long story short, she let him rape me. She locked the door in the basement. I couldn't get out, and he raped me. Brutally. He raped me, he sodomized me, whatever. My father found me. In a puddle of blood, according And I do remember it. In a puddle of blood behind the bar. I remember parts of it because I kept going in and out of consciousness. I think that was the beginning of my spiral down. Any sense of self, any self-esteem I had, I think at that moment was gone. He took more than... He took my innocence. He took my self-worth. You know, fast forward. You know, I went through ups and downs in my family. I would have cousins try to have sex with me. I even had one of my brothers try to have sex with me. So growing up, I made up my mind early on that I did not want to be pretty. Because every time a guy would touch me, or a boy, or whatever, it would always be like, you so pretty. Every time they would try to have sex with me or try to force me to have sex, it was always, you so pretty. I didn't want to be pretty. I just didn't want to be pretty. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I became a tomboy hard. And I had a lot of brothers. I think after the thing with my babysitter, I didn't trust females. So even with my sisters and with my mother already doing what she was doing and beating me, I didn't like females. It was like a whole parallel universe. It was like I liked them, but I didn't. It's like I liked them and I hated them. So I hung around with guys. And, I didn't understand the concept of why these boys, especially family members, would try to have sex with me. I didn't get the concept. Detroit was, Detroit. So, because I lived in the suburbs, I didn't understand the streets of Detroit because I wasn't on the streets of Detroit, you know what I'm saying, until later. When I got about 13, I started going, I always kind of went around my cousins and them and stuff, but because, my male cousins and stuff would try to have sex with me, I kind of became an introvert. I didn't really fuck with my family like that, and I still don't fuck with my family like that. I'm just going to be honest about it. I haven't seen most of my family in years. And it doesn't hurt my feelings. Sorry, it just doesn't. Nobody ever understood me and my family. I always felt like I was just the outcast. Like I was just the black sheep. Like I was just different. Not just because I was adopted, but just because I was different. And mind you, I didn't even find out I was adopted until I was like 10. Going through in my parents' room, going through their shit, being nosy. Things really got out of control when I turned about 12. I was tired of my mom putting her hands on me. I was tired of the other things she was doing. And I decided to run away from home. So that started me just bucking out. Like I ran away from home. I was fucking up in school. I just didn't care no more. Like I just didn't have faith in nothing no more. Then my brother died. He got shot. He was selling drugs. I didn't know that. Well, I knew it, but I didn't quite understand what was going on, but he was selling drugs. And he actually died. He actually died in my arms. And it was actually the 4th of July. So I hate the 4th of July, to be quite honest. I hate white. because I had on all white. And by the time the ambulance came, my white outfit was red. I went even more out of control then. Like, I didn't have any sense of self. So I just kind of ran wild. I just did a lot of things. Like I said, I did a story time on how I met my sister. And that was, like I said, my best friend. And she wasn't fortunate to have the things I had in life. She had it hard. She was having sex at a young age. She got pregnant at a young age. Like, she introduced me to a lot of shit, like, that I would have never known about, probably. At least not until I probably got older. Smoking weed, drinking, partying, being with guys. Like, I wouldn't know. Masturbation. Like, she just introduced me to a whole lot of shit. I was like, damn. And she fascinated me because she was poor. And I just was like, damn, wow. And it was like, once I hit the streets, it wasn't no turning back. It was like, I loved it. I loved just being me. Didn't nobody judge me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like motherfuckers understood me. I could just do what I wanted to do. And I did. I just did what I wanted to do. When I was 13, my uncle raped me. Well, actually, when I was 12, he raped me. I got pregnant. I just started my period, so I got pregnant. And I actually had the baby on my 13th birthday. She didn't make it. That's not a story that I'm going to probably ever go into. I named her Victoria after my sister. Like I said, I kind of just wilded out for my teens. Got in and out of trouble, juvenile, running away from home, stealing cars. Just, I was in juvenile. Like, I didn't care. I just didn't care. I met my kid's father, which is my ex-husband, when I was 12. He was actually my best friend for a very long time. Like, I would go to his house when my mom was tripping, and I just didn't want to be at home. And my parents were old. When I say they were old, when my parents adopted me, they were in their 70s. So they didn't have the energy to be trying to catch me and whoop me and punish me. They just didn't have the energy. I mean, they had both had a lot of kids. They just didn't have the energy to be trying to deal with me. So I pretty much did what the fuck I wanted to. And I'm not saying it wasn't repercussions, but it really wasn't. They just didn't have the energy to do repercussions. And I was so out of control, I didn't give a fuck about repercussions. No way. I was like, whatever. It ain't like you gonna whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daddy whooped me twice. And I think the last time my father tried to whoop me, I told him, I'll kill you. And I meant that. With every fiber of my being, I will kill you. Anyway, after my daughter died, I had, I guess, a nervous breakdown. I tried to kill myself. I was put in a mental hospital for 3.5 months. There, I told the therapist that what my mother was doing to me. So I was put in the system. I couldn't go back to my parents' home, which threw me even further into I don't know where. You know what I'm saying? I ended up, because my sisters and brothers were older than me, like a lot older than me. You know, they were grown when I was a kid. So I was sent to live with one of my sisters. And mind you, this was a sister that at first we were really, really close. They would always come get me, take me out on the weekends. And then I guess they had lives and I didn't understand that. So that kind of stopped. And once again, I just felt abandoned. Like, y'all don't give a fuck. I'm over here going through all this shit, y'all. Those weekends were my escape. I got a chance to be a kid. And then it just stopped. So I kind of resented them a little bit. And they sent me to go live with my sisters. And I just had an attitude problem from day one. Like, I just, looking back now, I just had an attitude problem. Like, I felt like you ain't my mama. You ain't finna tell me what the fuck to do. I was taken from the home, the only home I knew. I knew I had hurt my father by telling, what was going on. I grew up with the old, you don't say what goes on in my house. What goes on in this house stays in this house. And I broke that rule. Eventually, I ended up getting put out of my sister's house because I had an attitude problem. I just, shit, you wasn't finna tell you my sister. You ain't nobody. And I don't even know you like that. You don't know me. That was my attitude. Like, you don't fucking know me. I went through like 2 years of high school there. She tried. She really did try, but we didn't know each other. So it was like, she ain't had no kids. She had never had a kid a day in her life. And here you go dumping me off on her. So it's like, it just wasn't no good mixture. I did end up going back and staying with my parents for a minute, but I just left their house. I got married. Now, by this point, I had come out. I ain't getting no fuck. What y'all gonna do to me? I like girls. I had a whole girlfriend that was in college. I was finna move in with her. Next thing I know, my daddy is like, please marry him, because, I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. That's my last dying wish. Like I said, my daddy was my world. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. It's my father. He could have asked me to kill somebody, and I'd done it. Needless to say, we were married for 10 years. I have 4 beautiful children. I never will regret my children. I don't regret the marriage because it taught me how to be a woman in a lot of ways. And it taught me about relationships and just life in general. Like, me and my ex-husband went through a lot of crazy shit. He did a lot of fucked up shit to me. Physically. I think the thing that he did that hurt me the most was he raped me. Which is how my son got here. I never told my son that. He knows now because the sisters told him. I didn't even tell them because I just never wanted them to know that. You know what I'm saying? I felt like whatever feelings they had of their father, I never spoke ill of their father. That's why it pisses me off when he talks shit about me, because I never spoke ill of their daddy. Because my thing was, whatever you're going to feel about him, you're going to feel on your own. It's not going to be because of something I said. I hated my mother, my biological mother, because of shit people were saying about her. It wasn't like I knew her. So I didn't want to do that to him. We got divorced. And I became all out lesbian. Like, there was no really going back to dudes like that. I mean, I tried a couple times, so it just wasn't me. So I came out. I had my first lesbian relationship. It was kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We went through the normal lesbian shit, fighting. She tried to cheat on me. Just dumb shit. Then I met my first wife. And she lived in Florida. She came up here to Detroit to see me. We met online. She came to Detroit to spend time with me. We ended up, I guess, being in love. At least she was in love. I'm be honest, I wasn't. And to this day, I regret that. I regret that I couldn't have that love for her because she was a good person. She is a good person. She was good to me. And she loved me. Like, she loved me. I could look at her eyes and I knew that woman loved me. And I had never saw that look other than my father or maybe my brothers. the two that passed. Well, the three that, well, I had three brothers that passed that were really close to me. Other than them, I had never really saw that look. So I just couldn't return it. I was just too dumb and young in the mind, and I just came out. So I kind of really still wanted to just kind of, you know, do my thing. I ended up cheating on her. I cheated on her with my second wife. It just so happened that me and her ended up, you know, I cheated on her. My first wife still took me. You know, she still wanted to be married. I just didn't see us that working, you know, because I did really like my second wife more. I loved her, you know. That was a good relationship for a minute. It was, but it wasn't. I think I saw the signs, but I just ignored them because I just wanted somebody to love me. I wanted somebody that was there for my children because their father wasn't. And I will never take the fact away from her that she was there for my kids. She was there. She was their daddy. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad when you hear women say that about another woman, but she was. She was everything he wasn't to them. You know, long story short, we went through ups and downs like every other couple. There was some physicalities in it. I might do 1 or 2 story times about it. Because, you know, shit got real, you know, a couple times. She cheated on me. I just couldn't deal with it no more. I think she cheated on me and it broke me for a second because at the time that she cheated, we were talking about making our marriage work because we had problems. You know, we were having real big problems. And, you know, my attitude was, fuck it, I ain't got to be with you. My attitude has always been with people. I love you up until a point, and then after a point, I'm like, I ain't got to fuck with you. And I'm real okay when I fucking with people. I'm that bitch that would just walk the fuck away. And I don't say it don't bother me. It bothers me. It hurts me. But once I'm done, I'm done. So, you know, we broke up. Got with someone else. She was younger than me. The sex was good. Let me just keep it real. Sex was awesome. Best sex I ever had still to this day. And I just wanted somebody to give a fuck about me. And she gave a fuck about me. Like, she had my back. Like, we was Bonnie and Clyde. You know, motherfucker. Like, at that time, I was doing whatever to put food on the table. Be it selling drugs, be it whatever. We did whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've done many things in my life to put food on the table for my kids. Be it dancing. Did I dance for a bunch of years? No, I didn't. It was for a hot-ass second. And I realized that wasn't the life I wanted to lead, and I kept it moving. My kids, they still don't believe I danced. But, like, what the fuck you want me to do? Like, they daddy even know. You know, I'm like, it wasn't something I was proud of, but you do what you gotta do to put food on the table. You know, we broke up. She cheated. Right after we got married. So I kind of just was done for a while. And, you know, I just lived my life for a while. No, I take that back. I ended up with somebody else that I had known in the past. We didn't get married. Thank God. And me and my kids, Detroit was getting real rough. I mean, real rough. Me and my kids, I was walking them home from school one day, and we literally saw a man get shot in front of us. And we had to break running because we knew the niggas was finna shoot at us and come at us because we just seen you shoot this nigga dead in the street. So I was like, it was too rough. So she was like, well, cause she was from Florida, so she was like, well, come on to Florida with me. And I kind of was hesitant because I had never been. By that point, I had never lived anywhere else. I had visited places with my parents when I was younger, but I had never lived anywhere else. So I was kind of scared. You know, all my family, all my friends were in Detroit. But my kids were like, Mama, we can't do this. Like, we can't live this life. Like, it's getting rough. So we moved to Florida, and it turned out to be a total disaster. The person that I thought I knew didn't end up being a person that, you know what I'm saying, I was with once she got back to her state. So, long story short, I met somebody else. And we was just friends. It wasn't no, oh, we finna kick it. It was just friendship. You know, somebody that it was an ear to listen to about the problems I was going through there. And she felt so bad. She was like, man, you can't be going through this shit and you got kids. She was like, come on down here to Texas. Me being me. By that point, I just didn't fuck. I was like, wherever it's going to be safe for my kids, wherever it's going to be good for my kids, I can make it anywhere. As long as I got my kids, I'm good. Moved to Texas. Ended up dating this chick. That was the same chick I'm saying had dug the damn grave for me. That wasn't no good shit. So my brother and my best friend, like I said in my story time, paid for me and my kids to come to Atlanta. Me and my brother we stayed in the shelter for a minute, then me and my brother got a house. You know, we just was living our life. You know what I'm saying? Shit got tight. We ended up getting evicted out of the house we were in. Had to stay in a hotel for a while. I got sick. Just a lot of shit happened. I ended up kind of staying with somebody that was, I guess, my cousin by marriage, whatever. Then ended up moving into an apartment. And, you know, things just went from bad to worse. You know, was trying to live my life. Wasn't in no dating scenes, no shit like that. Because, to be honest, I still was in love with the chick from Texas. I was. I didn't want her back, but I was still in love with her. So I just really couldn't commit to dating. You know, I just kind of wanted to meet people because I was a lesbian. Like, I wanted to be gay people. Met this chick. She was a Looney Tune. And I said I was going to do a story time about the shit she did. It was okay in Atlanta, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was away from Detroit, so that's all I gave a fuck about. Now, my cousin, like I said, was down there. So, she talked us into moving back to Detroit with her. Some shit went wrong then. Once again, I got assaulted and raped. And the jacked part was I never had told anybody. And by that time, it was so sad because I was used to the shit. Like, I mentally had just got my mind used to this shit. Like, it hurt, but I was just like, this the shit that happens to me. So we ended up moving back to Atlanta. Shit really got worse. I mean, we stayed in Detroit for a while, but it just was hard. I let my son live with my father because by that point, my son was becoming a teenager. And by me being a lesbian, I just knew it was things as a man I could never teach him. And he adored his father. And I wanted him to be able to be with his father. The goal was you spend some time with your dad and then you come back with me. Once I got settled in Atlanta. It didn't work out that way. We got to Atlanta. Things was just fucked up. Just bottom line, things was just fucked up. By that point, my bipolar was out of control. I didn't know I was bipolar. I just knew something was wrong. I was hearing voices. I was seeing shit. I was smoking weed every day. All day. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still paid bills. But, I mean, all I had was a part-time job. You know what I'm saying? By this point, thank God, one of my daughters was grown. She was living with her boyfriend. My other daughter was about to be grown, and she was pregnant. And my youngest daughter she was about to be 17, and she had gotten pregnant, but unfortunately, she had lost the baby. Now, wife number 3 came back into the picture because I don't even remember how the fuck we even got in touch. Because, like I said, everything was kind of a blur during this time of my life. Because my life was going so fast that I couldn't see it. She came back onto the scene. By that point, my kids had no respect for me. I'll just be real. And I'm not saying I blame them in some ways. And in some ways, fuck that shit. I'm still your mother. I break my neck to provide. I do what the fuck I can do. But at the same time, I was only human. And I made mistakes. And I'm never going to say I didn't. I tried drugs. I tried cocaine. I sure did. It was wrong as fuck. But in my mind, I needed a way to numb the pain that I had suppressed it for so long. It was like, I just didn't want to hurt no more. So I was trying to find ways to not hurt. I mean, drinking. I became an alcoholic at one point. Like, it is so much. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, like I said, my kids, 2 of them were basically adults legally. And my youngest daughter, she was, like I said, almost 17. And we as females, we bump heads with mothers, and we feel like we grown, and you can't tell us what to do, especially once you actually start having sex and start having babies. Because by that point, my middle daughter had a baby, and I just don't think they had respect for me. It was like they saw me in these fucked up relationships, dealing with these fucked up situations. But the saddest part about it is I dealt with these fucked up situations because it was always stability in the sense of a home for them. It wasn't stability in what I went through, but it was always stability as far as food was on the table. You had a roof over your head. We weren't on the street, and somebody in the beginning of it all, I always thought loved my kids. And you'd be surprised how many people will say, oh, I love your kids, just to get close to you. And I think it wouldn't be until the end where I would see it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing has always been, you fuck over my kids, it's a wrap. It may take me a minute to get the fuck away from you, but you fuck with my kids, it's a wrap. And it was always like that. So, anyway, my ex-wife comes back into the scene. She sees me breaking down. Like, by this point, I was gone. Hallucinations, hearing voices, seeing things. Like, I was fucking gone. And I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with me. But all I knew was I needed help. I was like, and I kept saying, man, I need help. Like, I need to be put in somebody's hospital or something. Like, something is fucking wrong. Like, I'm going to hurt somebody. And, things just got bad with me and my kid. Well, me and my daughters. Because by this point, my son was living with his father. Things got real bad between me and my daughters. They was calling me bitches. I mean, it got real. Real. And my self-esteem was so fucked up that I didn't feel like I was worth shit anyway. So I just let them do the shit. Like, they was sneaking out. There's all types of shit. I was like, damn. I lost control. And this one particular night, I still can't even tell you what happened. All I know is they decided, my ex-wife told them that she was going to take me back to Tennessee. Now, we were being evicted. I'm going to be real. We were being evicted from the apartment we was in Atlanta. So my best friend has sent me the money, and I got my middle daughter, because like I said, my oldest daughter was living with her boyfriend. I had my middle daughter and my youngest daughter in an apartment. So, because my thing is, they ain't going to never live on the street. I don't give a fuck if I live on the street. They will never live on the street. I got them an apartment. Because, I knew they was going to be all right. I had their back. But I also knew I had to go to the hospital. Her thing was, we'll come to Tennessee with me and we'll put you in the hospital. And I'm like, nah. First I was like, well, okay. Then I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't leave my kids. One night, she, instead of talking to me about the situation, she just goes and tells the kids, well, hey, your mom, I'm taking your mom to Tennessee. She needs some help. Like, something is wrong here. Like, I ain't never seen her this fucked up. She needs help. And my kids feeling like, oh, she going with a bitch. She taking a bitch over us. And it wasn't even like that. Nobody had even talked to me or asked me about was I going? Nothing. They instantly got attitudes, got mad. I'm sitting in my bedroom. They kicks in my bedroom door. I don't mean opened my bed. I mean kicked in my bedroom door. I remember that. I don't remember too much else about the situation. other than they all was surrounding me. And I remember my middle daughter swinging on me. I remember shit else after that. I was sitting on the tub, smoking a cigarette, and a cop was on the side of me. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're scratched up, bleeding, whatever. You know, clothes not fully on. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is... Then went on telling the cop she crazy, she done attacked us. I attacked you. You just jumped on me. What the fuck you mean? Like, I literally cannot tell you what happened. From that point to me I ended up the next day somehow on a bus to Tennessee. I did. I still to this day don't know how I got there. My ex-wife did tell me, she was like, I gave you something, and me and your friend got you on that motherfucking bus. You was unconscious on that hoe, and she kept, I guess, feeding me. I don't know if she was feeding me pills or what the fuck she was giving me, but it kept me unconscious on the bus. She said I had a moment where I did get on the bus, and I think I was trying to fight somebody, or I was wilding out on the bus or some shit. It was finna put us off the bus. I don't remember none of this. None of this. I wake up, it's 3, 4, 5 days later. I'm in Tennessee. I'm like, fuck. Fuck is my kids. She like, look, dude, I had to bring you down here because I ain't know nothing else to do. You need help. You got to go to a mental hospital. So, I tried to contact my kids. They would tell everybody in the world, no, she didn't. Yeah, I did. I tried to contact my kids. They ain't want to talk to me. They ain't want to hear nothing I had to say. That broke me even further because my kids were my world. They were my everything. I would have died and still to this day will die for my children. I don't give a fuck. I'll die for them. And it's just bottom line. It's not even a second guess to it. I ended up in a mental hospital in Tennessee. Some things went on, some foolishness. I guess my ex-wife felt like that was her moment to fuck over me. And she did. And I just bounced from place to place after that. Like, I moved to Florida. Stayed in Florida in a hotel for a while. Met this guy. He was cool. I ended up in a mental hospital in Florida because I tried to kill him. He was my friend, and I tried to kill him. And the thing about it was, in some ways, I'm kind of glad that she took me away from this situation. I don't say take me to no goddamn another state. You should have fucking took me to the fucking hospital, but she took me to another state. But I don't say, I was glad that because my thing was when they put their hands on me, I didn't see my kids. I saw people in the street that I was going to kill. And the God honest truth is, I would have probably taken their life. I was so fucked up in the head that I would have taken their life probably. And mine too. Because once I realized that I took their life, I would have died. I would have killed myself. So, I'm thankful to her in some ways. Because she saved all of our life. Honestly. Because I just had no concept of shit. My mind was that far gone. I had no concept of shit. I had no concept of life, death, nothing else no more. I just knew, y'all jump me, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill him. I don't give a fuck about who got where. I'm killing you. Like I said, I ended up in Florida for a while. Then I ended up just jumping on a bus, coming to Texas. That's how I ended up here again. For the first 2 years I was here, I was on the street. You know what I'm saying? I bounced from place to place, homeless shelters, just different shit. I ended up meeting this chick. I thought she was nice. I thought she wanted to help me. Because my whole thing was always reconnecting with my kids. You know, I got to get back to my kids. You know, and I would write them and I would call and they just had nothing to say to me. And then they started lying on me. And that pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? I gotta let you be grown. Because by that point, everybody was damn near, if not 20, well, definitely over the age of 20, damn near 20. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I gotta let you be grown. I gotta let you live your life. One day we'll come back together. But I knew I had to get myself together because I was even more of a mess, even more fucked up, drugging even harder, just doing dumb shit. Like, shit I couldn't even explain. Like I said, these past 5 years have been a blur. Because I just was literally living my life in fast, super fast motion. Like I said, I got here and it's just, everything was a blur. I met this chick. Horrible ass situation. Putting her hands on me. Always putting me out her house. Like I said, I was always in the street. Homeless. I just didn't give a fuck, But the decent thing out of all of that was I did get a trade, which was I became a CNA. I finally started working, and that started kind of giving me some type of stability again. My mind was still fucked up, and I'd been in the mental hospital down here a couple of times. But me working started giving me stability. And mind you, I had worked, but not really. Like, I think I had, like, a job here and there, but I just couldn't I just working wasn't my thing back in the day. Like, my mind just wasn't, I knew I had to put food on the table, but that was my only reason if I stayed at a job, but I didn't stay very long. Like, I just get up and walk off. Like, I don't want to be in this bitch. And like I said at the time, I didn't know I was bipolar. So, I understand a lot now. Understanding my diagnosis. So, I got a job. Actually, I ended up with 2 jobs for a minute. And at one of my jobs, I met, and I call her my sister. My sister that I live with now, I met her and her girlfriend. Well, wife. And we just got to be cool. And she knew some of the shit I was going through with the person I was with at the time. And she just, I don't know, we just got cool. Sorry about that. Somebody was calling on my phone. Anyway, we just got to be cool. And I was sleeping at my job, I didn't have a car because I didn't know how to drive. But I was sleeping at my job, and this dude kind of caught me in the break room, sleep. And, I just explained to him I ain't had nowhere to go. He was like, you can come stay with me. And, alright, sorry about that. Anyway, I moved in with the dude, and he was cool. He was cool, but he's a dude. I think the bottom line was he wanted sex. I'm a full-blown lesbian, so, and I had no problem telling nobody that. And I figured he knew that, so, and the reason I moved in with him was because, honestly, I thought he was gay. And I thought it was safe. And he wasn't. He made a couple advances, but I pretty much was like, I'll fuck around and kill you. So back up. And he did. It wasn't like no bad situation. He just tweaked out one night, got drunk, tweaked out. And I've just learned that if a motherfucker say they gonna hurt you, trust that they are. So I left. And my sister that I stayed with now had been saying, hey, you could come over my crib. You don't have to live with a dude. You can come with my crib because I know you're not comfortable with that. She knew a couple things about me. Of course, not all about my life, but she knew a couple things about me. So she was like, yeah, you can, come stay with me. So I ended up staying here. And I've been here ever since. It is what it is. I started getting help. I started kind of doing research on what may be wrong with me. Well, which I had been diagnosed with, like I said, when I was 13, diagnosed with manic depression. And then when I got older, of course, they was like, you bipolar. It was, like I said, saying I was schizophrenic too. And maybe I am. I don't know. Do I hear voices? Yes. Do I see things that aren't there? Yes. Do I think shit is coming to get me? Yes. I ain't gonna lie about it. I do. Am I better at handling it now? Yes. I started going therapy. I started taking my meds. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not studying on my meds all the damn time. Like right now, I'm not on my meds. I make mistakes all the damn time. And I've beaten myself up. So for those people that's about to put me down, talk about me, oh, you was this, you was that, you was a bad mother, I don't really give a fuck no more. Because you can't hurt me or dog me out any worse than I've dogged myself out. I've punished myself from a child. Like, I punished myself from a kid. I felt like I didn't deserve to be happy. You know, when my mama had me, she was raped. So I always felt like I was a mistake anyway. You know, it wasn't like she even knew she was pregnant with me and my sister. Like, she just... I mean, she thought she had food poisoning or some shit. She thought she had the flu. And boom, here I came. When I was born, I weighed 1 pound. Literally. 1 fucking pound. They didn't think I was going to make it out the night. But I did. And here I am today. I've been sick all my life. Like I said, I done been through shit that motherfuckers wouldn't even understand. I've been kidnapped. Like I said, I done been raped, molested, whatever. Yeah, I've done stupid ass shit in my life. I've done drugs. I've drank. I've done dumb ass shit. I slept with one night stands. Not many, thank God. You know what I'm saying? But I've never been the type of person that's been out to hurt anybody or do anybody wrong. Who am I today? I'm a woman that's still finding herself. I'm still trying to be better than I was yesterday. I understand a lot about my illness now. I understand a lot about my life, about the choices I made, why I made them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming being bipolar on all my choices. Sometimes you're just stupid and you do dumb shit. I don't feel like I was able to be a kid. I always had to be the one that took care of everybody. Like I said, my mom was an alcoholic. You know, I'm 7, 8 years old going to fix my mama coffee to sober her up because she done passed out on the floor. And I'm thinking she gonna die. You know, I'm trying to get her in a tub to wash her up because she done threw up all over herself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this shit for nobody to feel sorry for me because it's not about that. I can't sit here. It's a part of me that want to cry, but for what? It's happened. I've cried so much in my life, I don't have tears like that no more. Like I said, can't nobody talk about me or dog me out no more than I've dogged myself out. I had no respect for myself. I had no love for myself. And I'm just now getting that. So I tell people, and that's the only reason I'm telling this story, is so people out there can understand you can come back from doing dumb shit in your life. You can be a better human being. I'm working now. I work steadily. I'm about to go back to school and finish my degree. You know what I'm saying? In a little while, I'm moving out and getting me an apartment of my own. Now, a lot of people don't want me to do that because they're worried. Because I get sick. I have illnesses. And then I'm bipolar. And you kind of never know what I'm going to do. And I could just get on the bus tomorrow and be in motherfucking Pittsburgh. And don't even fucking know why I'm there. And it's the truth. But I'm working really hard on taking my medication so that doesn't happen. And getting into therapy again. So I have someone to talk to those times where I feel like my world is out of control. I make mistakes. But at the end of the day, what I had to know was I'm a good person. Like I said, I grew up taking care of everybody. Family, friends. I was that chick that if you needed rent money, I got you. If you needed gas money, I got you. If you needed light bill money, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You need a place to lay your head, I had you. I was that one. You know what I'm saying? Your kids needed someplace to go because you maybe was going through some shit and you ain't want them to see you going through it. I got you. I've been that chick. And I'm still that chick. But I realize now that I gotta take care of me. My sister said something a couple months ago. Because we had kind of got into it. Because, you know, I was trying to help out somebody. And I didn't consider her within trying to help that person out. So we kind of beefed for a minute. And she was like, you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself. And that shit kept bringing in my mind like, damn, she got a point. So even though I'm still trying to help people, even my sister, I can't help nobody if I can't help myself. So now that's where I'm at. I'm on the journey to getting me right. Helping me. Doing what I need to do for me. I love my family. I love my kids to death. Do me and my kids talk? No, we don't. We don't have a relationship, and it kills me every day. Nobody will ever understand. It's like dying every day. It's like dying every day. When I close my eyes, I dream about my kids every single day. Every single day. And I pray and I wish I had done things differently and things had just been different. And I hadn't been a person I was, and I hadn't been bipolar, and just wish I had did things differently. But things happen the way they happen. I know that they're fine. And yes, I've seen my kids. I've seen them. I've lived with my daughter back in Atlanta for a couple months. It's just right now, we can't be in each other's life because my kids have no respect for me. And I'm not saying I don't blame them, because they don't understand. And they don't want to understand right now because they're hurt and they're angry and they're bitter. The same anger and bitterness I had towards my mother. So I don't blame them. And I completely understand. And I miss them every day. But I know that right now, I'm not together. I'm not together where I need to be able to stand in a room and say, you know what, this is what it is. And this is who I am. And you take this person or you don't. But what you're not going to do is disrespect this person. You know. And that's where I'm trying to get to. I made mistakes. And I'll be the first to own them. But a lot of the shit, like, they would tell people I did, I was like, that didn't even happen. Just to make me seem like this straight up monster. And I'm like, I'm the same motherfucker that stood in front of a motherfucking gun to take a bullet for my child. I had a motherfucker put a gun to my child, and I stood in front of that motherfucking gun and was like, you can take me out. You can take me out. I would never be able to make up for the pain that I've caused them. And things just, they are how they are. And I regret it. But I heard somebody say, you may not be where you want to be, but you're where you're supposed to be. Right now, I guess I'm supposed to be here. I got a long way to go. And for some reason, I want to take y'all on the journey with me. Part of me is scared to do that because I'm not the type of motherfucker that wants somebody talking about me. Because I've had that all my life. And I'm tired. I'm older now. I don't feel like all that. I don't feel like I just don't. But people gonna talk about you regardless. I like doing YouTube. It's a release for me. I guess it's like my diary. I like telling stories. I like just talking about funny shit that happened in my life. Sometimes serious shit that happened in my life. And yeah, I want somebody to learn from this. And yeah, I want to show people that, yeah, okay, I'm bipolar. I'm schizophrenic. I'm whatever. I'm a human being. And I deserve to be here. And I deserve to be happy. And you deserve to be here. And you deserve to be happy. Because it's a bunch of motherfuckers out there trying to kill themselves every day. Because they don't feel like they should be here. They feel like they shouldn't be here. Because of what they done went through. And because of the people that done hurt. Drug addicts and shit that feel like they shouldn't be here. Yes, you should. Because you here. Like I say, I can't just sit here and just boo-hoo all over the floor. It's not me no more. Like, I don't have those tears. But trust and believe. Yeah, days. I just don't do shit but cry. But I also just don't have the heart I used to have no more. Like, slowly but surely, it's hardening day by day. And before I allow myself to just be this cold-ass person that don't give a fuck about nobody, I'd rather get myself together. And see a better world out here. And maybe even be a part of trying to make it a little bit better. Touch a couple of people, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I do these videos. Because, yeah, I want you to know you can fuck up in your life. But you can recover from that fuck up. And I'm out here telling my truth and telling my story because, fuck it, I'm not finna have nobody out here talking shit on my name. You don't fucking know me. Don't nobody want to know. You know what I'm saying? People talk about people, but you don't know these people. You ain't even trying to get to know these people. You ain't walk half of a step in their shoes. So who the fuck are you to judge them? They go through their own hell. That's what the sad part about it is. People send themselves through their own hell. And I've sent myself through hell and hell and hell and hell and hell. And I'm just trying to see peace. So who am I? I'm a woman that's trying to make it. I'm a woman that, like I said, I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday or the day before that. And I want to be better the day after tomorrow than I am today. I'm just trying to learn and grow and take everything that I've already learned and grow from that. That's who I am. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. This was a long-ass video, and I didn't intend for it to be this damn long. So if you watched all the way to the end, I appreciate it. I appreciate if you thumbs it up, if you subscribe, yeah. But I realize people gonna do what they gonna do. All I'm gonna do is keep being myself on this channel. That's the bottom line. I'm not gonna come on here with makeup all the time. I'm not gonna come up here with my hair done all the time. And I'm gonna be me. And if that rubs people the wrong way or people don't like it because I'm not being super Barbie, then oh well. You to each their own. But like I said, I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening. I thank you for the ones that have respected me and hung in there with me.